Emile Smith Rowe transfer to Aston Villa in consideration. Two credible journalists have gone ahead to obviously bring us this story. Jeremy Doku injury boost, and lastly, we are obviously going to have a chat about Pochettino and what he said after Chelsea lost 2-0 to Everton at the Goodson's Park tonight. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the football news show, mixing it up, Arsenal and other teams in here for you. And smash like button, comment and share. For watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's always nice having you on this channel and obviously coming in through always to obviously have you onto this channel. It's always nice, and I really want to reciprocate the love by bringing you stories. Would have gone ahead to do, I think, 2 live videos. This is the 4th recording of the day. Hope you guys are really charged up. I've gone ahead to give you the best that you guys deserve. Let's continue showing the love. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims Barakallahu Fikhum, and let's start it off with the journalist that really broke this story. It was Ekrem Konar, global transfer expert, confirming to us that Aston Villa, Everton, Crystal Palace, and Newcastle are all interested in Emile Smith Rowe. Arsenal value him at around 30 million euros. Now, it shows you that there has been a very huge drop-off in what this guy obviously puts up, because he is always one of those that comes in through to obviously take Arsenal to where it deserves to be. Remember that season, the memorable season of 2021-2022. That was really a memorable season, and everyone thought that Emile Smith Rowe had gone ahead to break into the starting 11 of Arsenal, and they really hoped for a better 2022-2023 season. But ever since then, he has never kicked the ball for Arsenal for a month. He returns, and as he obviously gets fit and fits in the team of Arsenal, he gets what we call a setback of an injury. And it happened this season also. You know, he has gone ahead to return back from injury and then get a huge setback. That is Emile Smith Rowe for you. And I think it is his baddest undoing. It's his biggest undoing in his career, and injuries have gone ahead obviously see to it that even his price has gone ahead obviously be reduced to 30 million euros. And 30 million euros, that is like 27 million pounds, you know. And I don't think Arsenal will sell this guy, you know. I don't see them selling him at that amount of money, because they would have gone ahead to want to get more out of him. And the only way I can see him leaving Arsenal is this, that the footballer has gone ahead to obviously hint about, as they obviously broke this story about the Emile Smith Rowe deal. And they've gone ahead to confirm to us that Arsenal is considering the possibility of including English attacking midfielder Emile Smith Rowe, age 23, in a cash plus player deal with Aston Villa for Brazilian midfielder Douglas Luiz. The latter is a primary target for Arsenal in the upcoming January transfer window. You've heard it very well. So they are considering to see to it that they obviously get Douglas Luiz, and Arsenal have made Douglas Luiz their priority midfielder, whether in the January transfer window or the summer transfer window. Arsenal is going full pelt onto this guy, and they want him at the club of Arsenal. So when you look at the interest of Arsenal and them not having some huge monies, you know, all not wanting to spend a lot because they want to spend a lot in the summer transfer window, they would obviously see to it that they get Douglas Luiz in at Arsenal by using Emile Smith Rowe as a make weight, you know, for that transfer to obviously come to pass. And if Emile Smith Rowe is valued at like 20 or 30 million pounds, let's say 30, you know, 30 million pounds for Emile Smith Rowe, that means Arsenal will only have to pay 80 million pounds for the player called Douglas Luiz plus Emile Smith Rowe, and they'll get in their player. And I think he's one of those players that Unai Emery will welcome with open hands, because Unai Emery is the one I think who really gave him his debut at the club of Arsenal, if we are obviously talking about Emile Smith Rowe, and it has always been Unai Emery. He has gone ahead to obviously do the needful and offer him the best that he deserves at Arsenal, and everything that Arteta got out of him, it was initiated by Unai Emery, and Unai Emery loves him die, and he knows that if at all he gets him in that team of Aston Villa, a lot can be gotten at the side of Arsenal. So I think if at all I'm Emile Smith Rowe, however much a player was going to have to come through the ranks, the academy ranks of Arsenal, until he got into the first team of Arsenal. He's loved a lot by the fans. He's one of those players at Arsenal whose kits are really hugely bought after Bukayo Saka, but he has to just admit that the levels at which Arsenal is cannot allow him to obviously thrive into that team. That is it. That is it. It's a fact. Like it or hate it, that's the fact. Because he had gotten a very good chance that Thomas Partey was away, Trossard was really on and off, and he had gotten a chance to get to the starting 11 of Arsenal. Remember, he went ahead to make his Premier League start this season against Sheffield. In that game, he even had an assist for the third goal of Edin Nketiah, and we expected him to come in through and obviously get a second start in a row as they are playing against West Ham in the midweek. Guess what happened? He was nowhere to be seen, and they told us that the guy is injured. So he needs to work a lot, and he needs to obviously first drop a little bit. You know, from Arsenal to teams like Aston Villa, he gets a good run of games, and when he gets a good run of games, then he'll get back to where he deserves to be. And you never know, he can get back to Arsenal, because if Arsenal don't sell him to Aston Villa, they can even sell him at Everton, you know, and they put what we call a buyback clause, because if this guy gets consistent games of football being played, trust me, there will be no doubt of how him not becoming the best player in the midfield, and his ceiling is really high for Emile Smith. And I really told you that if you look at how Emile Smith Rowe plays and how versatile he is, if he had gone ahead to perform at the same wavelength, if Arsenal had gone ahead to play the games at the same wavelength like Bukayo Saka, he would have gone ahead to age Bukayo Saka. You saw it in the season of 2021-2022, where Emile Smith Rowe had more assists and goals than Bukayo Saka in that season. So I think he only needs what we call a team that's going to give him games of football in and out. When you look at the competition at Arsenal in the midfield, is really huge. You know, Declan Rice, they want to bring in Douglas Luiz, there is Kai Havertz, there is Jorginho, there is Thomas Partey. Can he play ahead of any of those? There is Odegaard. Yet Arsenal is willing to add in more 2 or 3 midfielders in the summer transfer window. So he won't really have a competitive edge, and I think it won't really help him in his career. At the age of 23, he needs some 3 years away from Arsenal to obviously get where he deserves to be. And I think it will be well deserved for him to obviously go and play for the side of Aston Villa, because Unai Emery really loves him a lot, and we wait and see how that really pans out. That's all about Emile Smith Rowe, but he's soon returning to the full training sessions of Arsenal, and I won't be shocked if at all tomorrow he's into the team that is going to obviously fly to Netherlands to play part into that side of the team. So that is it, and let's go to Jeremy Doku, a player who's been injured for some time, and he has gone ahead to miss out on the last 3-4 games for Manchester City. Jeremy Doku could be ready for Man City in maybe 1 week, 2 weeks. Pep Guardiola confirms the winger has a muscular problem, but not a big issue. Now, I understand exactly what they're really meaning about this guy. He's really good and is having a muscular problem, and you'll understand why. You know, the Premier League is so physical, and in the due course of him getting used to playing the Premier League, he's going to be getting these injuries that will obviously take him off. If you're a Manchester City fan, you'll feel like this was really a huge red flag for Jeremy Doku, because he had gone ahead to put in a shift. We all admit that he had gone ahead to put in a very huge shift at the side of Man City. Very huge start, you know. He had, I think, a hat-trick. He had 4 assists. There is a game that Man City scored 6 goals. I think they're going against Bournemouth. He had 1 goal and 3 assists. You know, he had a hat-trick of assists in 1 game, and I think no player in the Premier League at his age has ever gone ahead to have a hat-trick of assists and a goal in the same game. That is Jeremy Doku for you, and he is really one of those that you think have been playing the Premier League for a very, very, very long time, and he keeps really doing the needful for his club to obviously get going, and I think they are missing him. Though Jack Grealish came back today from suspension and he went ahead to score a goal against Luton Town, that was the winner, but you'll at any moment understand how good this player is. They miss him, they miss his services, but I think it's better for them to keep him away because they can win these games and really get ready and get him ready at the beginning of the year. If I told Pep Guardiola, I don't rush him back, because when you look at the fixtures of Manchester City, I think they can go away with them without really bringing him in, because they're supposed to play Grevana in the Champions League, then host Crystal Palace, then they're going to play in the World Cup semi-final, Then they'll return on the 27th of December to play away at Everton. They'll play Sheffield. So I think all the games they're really having can be won without Jeremy Doku, and there is no need to hurry him back. I think it would be better to obviously get him back with Kevin De Bruyne. And I think when Kevin De Bruyne gets into that team with Jeremy Doku and Rodri, Man City are really going to be a very, very, very hard side to beat. Only he had not to crack. That is it coming in for Manchester City. Some huge news that in 2 weeks' time, all in a fortnight, Jeremy Doku is going to be back. Today, Chelsea was beaten by Everton 2-0, and Pochettino never looked a happy man. And after the game, Pochettino had the following to say: "I'm really disappointed. This was a game to play. This was a game to play and to win. It's a problem we need to check." Poch also calls for January signings. He said, "We need to talk and try and improve in the next transfer market." And one of those positions I think that are really making his team play badly, it's the central attacking midfield. The central attacking midfield, or that player that plays behind the number 9, maybe Broja or Nicholas Jackson, is really out of that team. You cannot come in the Premier League and not play with a central attacking midfielder, because who is obviously going to be feeding your number 9? You need an Odegaard, a Kevin De Bruyne, a Maddison-like player playing behind Nicholas Jackson, and we don't know which players he's going to be targeting, but he needs one, and I know there are a lot on the market that he can obviously get and really tailor that space in between the midfield and the center forward of the side of Chelsea. But all in all, they deserve to give him time. I know some Chelsea fans are really furious. They've gone ahead to even call in for sacking over the manager. But ask yourself, how many managers are you going to sack? You've already gone ahead to sack 2, So I think it's better Chelsea fans give him time. So your thoughts on Emile Smith Rowe to Aston Villa transfer on, as Douglas Luiz is expected to come in through at Arsenal, and then see Emile Smith Rowe used as a make weight. Would you do that deal? Yes or no? Then Pochettino coming out and calling in for more signings at Chelsea. And what do you make about the injury bust of Jeremy Doku? May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David is my name. The Muslim is Barakallahu Fikum. We sign out for now. See you later. Good night. Those going to bed, but those still awake, we are here to still serve you more and more and more. Bye bye.